we would ask people to take a look at the introduction to the Book of Mormon. And in the introduction, it just reads here, it says, concerning this record, the Book of Mormon, the prophet Joseph Smith said, I told the brethren that the Book of Mormon was the most correct of any book on earth and the keystone of our religion, and a man would get nearer to God by abiding by its precepts than by any other book. So since when thinking about analogies, I think oftentimes it goes to food, okay? I'll think of like a menu. Okay, I'll think of a menu. You might go to a place where you sit down and you have different choices. You can choose maybe a hamburger. You know, hamburgers are great. You know, love a hamburger. But then you keep going the price, and it's like keeps going up because maybe the filet mignon, that's the most expensive one. That's the prime cut. That's the one. Now, to me, what Joseph Smith is saying here is that the Book of Mormon, did you catch some of the key words in that? I want to read it one more time. It says, Joseph Smith, the prophet Joseph Smith. This is not Joseph Fielding Smith. This is not some other writer. This is not Bob Millett. This is not some other outside person at BYU. No, this is the prophet Joseph Smith. In fact, in the pageant, if you remember, Joseph Smith holds the Book of Mormon in 1830 when it was right off the presses, and he starts holding it up and proclaiming concepts like eternal exaltation. And he's holding the Book of Mormon. At that time, the Doctrine and Covenants wasn't written, right? Okay, so there is this illusion that the Book of Mormon says, I told the brethren that the Book of Mormon was the most correct of any book on earth and the keystone of our religion, and a man would get nearer to God by abiding by its precepts than by any other book. That, to me, is very clear language. That includes the Doctrine and Covenants. That includes this book about Egypt. That includes the Bible. That includes the Pearl of Great Price. I can't read that any other way. Correct me if I'm wrong. Correct me if there's some other interpretation of that. I think it's very clear. This book is put up very high. So therefore, like when I'm trying to determine if Joseph Smith is a true prophet of God, well, first of all, let's just take him for some face value things. I mean, this book had better tell me about key precepts of the LDS Church. Otherwise, how can you say it will get me nearer to God by abiding by its precepts than any other book? It doesn't make any sense. If I wanted to get a book about how to play basketball by John Wooden, and I opened it up, and all I found in there were cartoons by Charles Schulz, you know, or something like that, how would you feel about John Wooden? It would have to make you stop and go, wow, can I really trust these claims? First of all, just from a very base level.